This is your midweek Barbados Today Evening News Update for Wednesday, August 19. One of Barbados' top companies have teamed up with an international global player in the airport sector to bid to run the Grantley Adams International Airport. Williams Industries, in consortium with Vinci Airports, are among 12 other bidders who have received the green light to bid to take up the operations, financing, development and maintenance of the airport. GAIA Chairman Vic Fernandes is pleased with the interest displayed by potential operators and says it confirms that the GAIA is an extremely attractive investment opportunity. The pre-qualified bidders will receive the request for proposals and bidding documents for the GAIA Public-Private Partnership project when the bid process is launched later this year. Under the arrangement, government will retain ownership of the infrastructure, while the private partner will be granted a concession or lease for 30 years. The tender is slated to be awarded in the first half of next year, with the signing of the concession agreement to take place within a month after that. The days of Barbadians waiting in long lines to pay for the renewal of their driver's license has come to an end, as the government launches an online payment platform to make the process painless and easier. Drivers can also make arrangements for their licenses to be delivered to their homes through the Barbados Postal Service. The announcement was made today by Minister of Innovation, Science and Smart Technology, Senator Kay McConney, who said 120,000 Barbadians are expected to benefit from the new payment system.
As of today, you can log on to EasyPay Plus at ezpay.gov.bb and choose from the driver's license renewal options available. 3 ways to pay, 2 ways to get your license, 1 way to renew with ease. And there's more. We have partnered with the Barbados Postal Service to include a delivery service right to your door if you so choose.
The Barbados Postal Service is pleased to partner with the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Smart Technology, as well as the Barbados Licensing Authority, to provide the service of delivering renewed licenses to customers who request this service. This initiative with the Licensing Authority and MIST is but another step in our aim to redevelop ourselves, to evolve into what Barbados really needs from its postal service. People have been complaining forever about having to stand in long lines to pay to renew licenses, having to stand in long lines to go to collect your licenses. Those days are coming to an end, and this is but the first step. Imagine now a situation where you renew your license online, you pay for it online, and that license is delivered to you by the Barbados Postal Service the very next day.
Over 30,000 unemployed Barbadians now have a new avenue to acquire, retool and upgrade their skills as they position themselves for future employment. They have the opportunity to choose from over 4,000 free courses under the Commonwealth of Learning Coursera Workforce Recovery Program, which was officially launched today. Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Labour, Dr. Karen Best, urged citizens to take up the opportunity.
I implore you to take advantage of these free courses being offered and prepare yourself to re-enter the labour market more equipped and empowered.
Officials are given the assurance that the courses are being offered by over 200 accredited and recognized international institutions. At the end of the course, individuals will receive certificates from the prospective institutions. General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, Tony Moore, says the initiative comes at a critical time.
If we are to ensure business continuity, and if we are to assist workers in recovering from the crisis, education, training, retraining, upskilling, retooling, however we term it, and advice, these are as critical as other material support, such as providing PPE, providing medical supplies, donating hampers, and putting food on people's tables.
Barbados welcomed its newest centenarian today. Susanna Bourne was in a jubilant mood as she and family members sang the chorus Praise God in celebration of her 100th birthday. Governor General Dame Sandra Mason joined relatives via Skype as they toasted the matriarch at the home of her only daughter, Andrea Bourne Bess. Several well-wishers also visited, and Bourne was presented with a basket of flowers and a bottle of non-alcoholic wine by the Governor General's aide-de-camp, Major Juliet Debrio, to which the birthday girl responded, "Thank you very much. May God bless you. And I'm glad to be able to say hello to you. I feel so happy."
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
On to regional news now. In Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley and his new cabinet have been sworn into office. There are some old familiar faces and a few new ones. More now from TTT News.
The Minister of Education is Dr. Nian Gadsby Dolly, while former Mayor of Arima, Lisa Morris Julian, is a minister in the ministry.
That I have put the nation's children in the hands of two mothers, and I trust that they could not be better placed. The two ministers in the Ministry of Education are responsible now not just only for their own family, but for the family of children of Trinidad and Tobago. As Prime Minister, the most significant assignment that I would expect to be carried out during this period of service of these two ministers is a radical reform of the country's curriculum.
As promised, there will also be a focus on agriculture, as Clarence Rambarat and Avinash Singh return to that ministry.
Which is an area which this government intends to focus on, not simply satisfying the cliches of agriculture for diversification, but for searching for the next generation of farmers, because it is my view that without farmers, there will be no farming, and without farming, there will be little agriculture.
Member of Parliament for Laventille West, Fitzgerald Hines, will head a new Ministry of Youth Development and National Service.
This is a conversation that has to take place as to what national service means, and of course it is voluntary, but it will be a pathway for young people to get involved, to be trained, and to come out of the training and pick up responsibility in a number of areas. It is tied to the return of the youth camp that we've promised in our campaigns.
While Randall Mitchell has retained the Ministry of Tourism, which now has a larger portfolio, along with culture and the arts.
What we do as our culture, what we prepare and present as our arts.
On the international front, military officers who overthrew Mali's president in a coup d'etat that drew international condemnation have pledged to restore stability. The country's president resigned and dissolved parliament late on Tuesday, hours after the coup leaders detained him at gunpoint. The details from Al Jazeera Television.
Soldiers guard the residence of Mali's President Ibrahim Boubacar Keita in the capital Bamako. He and Prime Minister Boubou Sese were detained here on Tuesday. As rumours of a coup spread, President Keita appeared on state television announcing his resignation.
I want no blood to be spilled to keep me in power, and that's why I would like to thank the Malian people for their warmth. I am telling you now that I'm resigning from my position as the president and all my other positions, and I announce the dissolution of the assembly and the government.
West African bloc ECOWAS responded forcefully to the coup, isolating Mali through border closures, suspending financial flows, and called for sanctions against coup organisers and their supporters. Speaking on state television, coup leaders say they are acting in the country's best interests.
People of Mali, we are not holding on to power, but we are holding on to the stability of the country, which will allow us to organise, within an agreed reasonable time frame, general elections to equip Mali with strong institutions which are able to better manage our everyday lives and restore confidence between the government and the governed.
Many Malians welcomed the coup. Crowds frustrated with the president and his government spurred the soldiers on. Some ransacked and burned government offices.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.